Hey y'all, what's going on? It's Milky J. This video is going to be a little bit different. Instead of focusing on like what's going on, mainly did it as an audio, kind of like a podcast. You know, try this out, see how it goes. So things I've discovered while in my 20s. It's definitely important to give yourself self-care emotionally, spiritually, and physically. I cannot express this enough. Sometimes, no matter what kind of background we come from, whether you grew up being, with your both classes, your, you know, if you had a stable, unstable environment, you have to practice self-care because if you're not doing well, how are you going to help anyone else efficiently? It took me a lot of time falling on my ass and just going through life's, growing pains to really see that I hadn't given myself enough self-care a lot in my life. And I gave it to a lot of those close to me, whether it be relatives and or friends. But, if you're one of my friends, I should say, I consider you family as well. We're just, different blood ties. So, please take care of yourselves. It took me a lot. I'm not going to go into what happened. For those that know me, know, what I've been through already. But it took a lot for me to really start caring for myself and really start tackling the demons in my spirit and overall everything. Like my vices, still have them sometimes here and there, but it takes a lot. You have to go through a lot, you see a lot, go through a lot of death. Like I've been going through this year. Lost about 8 impactful people in my life this year, and the number's growing. It's for what it's worth. And that's not to damper or put anyone in a bad mood or anything, but that's why self-care is important. Each individual day is important, because at the end of this, all we know, whatever you believe in, we only have one physical life here. So let's make the best of it with the least amount of regrets. At least that's what I feel. All right. So the next thing I really learned in my 20s was finances and how to appropriately budget and try to appropriately budget anyway, considering what you make and things like that. I know the things that really aren't talked about this generation is the old standard model of we all work. Pretty much you work 40 hours a week, a standard, right? Hopefully it'll change one day to less. Work longer days, but have another day. But that's another topic. Having your money set aside for a rainy day and for splurging. That's something I also only recently started doing in the last few years. Is because I started started gaining the income to really do that and to build that self-competence and confidence. To treat yourself. Don't just go by the book all the time. Don't go by your paper. Don't go by your budget only, because you'll live, but you won't really enjoy the moments for what they can be sometimes. And that's not to say you just do it all the time, but treat yourself, man. You want to get some sushi, you get some damn sushi. If you've been you've been following your workout regimen and your diet, go have that cheat day. Just go harder the next day or whatever your workout routine is. We all human, right? You gotta gotta treat yourself, man. You gotta love self in order to love everyone else. And part of that love is having your money together. Because if you don't have nothing, if you don't have bread, you can't do shit. You can't do nothing. For me, money is a materialistic object and a means to get to a place, but I understand its importance and value in this world. So, definitely try to learn how to manage my money better. It took me, where I'm currently at. I won't be here forever though, but to really appreciate the certain things. Not saying I just went all splurging all the time, because that's just not me. I'm a very simple person. Like, I don't have a lot of needs, but just how some of my friends are. So yeah, save your money. Try to save a little bit percent. Invest in yourself. Invest in your brand. Do all that good stuff. All right. So the last thing for this video that I feel I learned in my 20s and I wanted to share, was that, it. So we have a lot of, I guess, perceived norms in society, if you will, and perceived standards of how people should be or people are, or especially in my case, the people around me, because I am a strong-willed individual and a strong person. I've gone through many things. That is mistaken for being superhuman, like being inhuman. What I mean by that is because when you go through certain things and you come out of it surviving, people, other human, it just naturally starts to, oh, okay, well, they survived. It's a base instinct thing. Like this person's strong, or like they can get through whatever hardships they're going through. But that doesn't mean to, especially if they're your friend or something, you should check up on them if they're going through hard times, because strong people need to feel safe. I've said this before on other ventures and stuff, but strong people need a place to be open, be weak, to be, I'm gonna say feminine or sensitive and other, but they need to have they need to have some kind of space to be chill, whether that be listening to music, writing in a journal, being surrounded by associates that are not as judgmental as the rest of the world may be, and the things in society, other people's immaturity. It's not our fault. It's not your individual fault, but it's the culmination of many things, and and it's hard. It's hard to be yourself and not conform, especially when those perceived standards are how many of us humans set those patterns, how to judge people or how to to categorize things. That's this is. I don't want this to delve into something deeper because that's again another video for another topic, another video, another day. But and just be comfortable in your own skin. If you don't feel comfortable doing something that you don't have to do, that's not a part of your way of living, or not going to give you an opportunity to better yourself, then you don't have to. And it's if somebody doesn't understand or people don't understand, that's okay. Everyone's not going to understand. And honestly, the people don't really. They have such a strong perceived notion of you. They don't really care to get to understand what you're saying. So it's like fuck it. Who cares now? Like who really cares? Like you have to be comfortable with yourself. Even if you have anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, any of that kind of stuff, like it just who you are in the core. Not everyone deserves to see that part of you anyway. Because if you're that trusting, I feel, then that's easier for you to be betrayed or be hurt. And I say that from experience, and I don't want that to be like, oh God, boo, my soapbox. No, but it's important to surround yourself with those who are gonna bring out the best in you and also be realistic too. Like that's so important, because if you're around people who will see certain things and go unchecked, then think about how they'll treat you in certain situations when you need someone. They probably won't think of won't think of the best interest, because it's you guys have you people have a set pattern, a standard in your relationship. But anyway, that's about it for this. I'm not gonna drag on too much longer, but I just wanted to get this out there, because it's more for me doing it for myself, to be honest, because there's something I want to